Hello, planner friends. I am Stephanie from Behind the Designs, and today I'm going to work a little bit more on my classic. I want to show you some fun things, and we're going to do a little of everything for my classic. So that's what we're doing today. All right, so as you know, I set up my classic in the yellow saffron cover from Jane's Agenda. I still have not figured out what I want to do with these because I had another idea come up that I may do. So I'm going to leave those for a moment because, let's see, let's get this little guy off to the side. Let's move this a bit. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things I did, and I'm going to kind of jump around because I did do something off camera that, based on the complexity, it just was easier to do it in my own time. So I will show that to you in just a minute. But first, I want to show you what I did with, in the box, we had received those slip-in poly pockets. And there were actually 3 in there. I thought there was only 2. And I found a use for at least one, and it was kind of something that popped in my head when I did it. So you may recall I had in my planner this sheet that actually was hole punched, and I had it just in the planner like you would put anything. But it's something that I go back to frequently. So, kind of the edges were getting a bit worn. So I thought I did the measurement, cut off the punches. I was able to put it in here. So now anytime I change it, I can just slip it in and out of this pocket. So I love those little pockets. I have only used one of the 3 so far, but I think I love how it turned out. So this actually, in case you're wondering, this is my brand sheet, which I think I'm going to update sometime soon. What else did I do? And then I'm going to bring something in. Oh, so I added, let's see if we can do this, because again, I'm still cleaning out and determining what I'm going to keep in my classic, what I'm going to put in my mini. So I'm kind of going back and forth, but it is still full. So I put in the back the taupe zipper pocket so that I can keep in there extra stickers, notes, whatever I need to have handy, and it goes perfectly. So I like how that fits in nicely. So I did add those 2 things. And before we jump to the next things, let me bring in something. This is the thing that I worked on in the background. I need to find some room. I've done this before, but every time I do it differently. But I didn't receive the kit that had this in it. And then when I received a box, it was in there. So I knew I was going to do something with it. So here's what I did. So I did so this is the bee tissue paper that came in one of the boxes from Jane's Agenda. I want to say it was like August 25 maybe. And I wasn't subscribed at that time, and I missed that along with the whole sunflower collection that's in my mini. So I did get this in a shipment, and I knew I was going to do something with it. So I did this fun desktop, and I put in here these little, I think you can see it, but let me bring it up. So here are these little gold, they're sprinkles, basically, crafting glitter, confetti, whatever you want to call it. And they're kind of shaped like a hexagon, so I thought that was kind of neat. So I took the tedious task of gluing down in certain spots all these little hexagon confetti. I added some scrapbook paper here in the corners, again, kind of the hexagon shape. I had added some glitter. It's called, I want to say scalloped stickers. It came from the Planner Society. I have a whole book of these things that I need to use. And I do use them, I just don't use them as much. So I did that around the edges, and then I took some Happy Planner stickers and said, written out, be happy. Again, not, I can pick out the flaws. You may not have seen it, but I can see that that wasn't spaced very well. And then I also, on some of the bees, added little bows in the same color as the scalloped edge. So here it is. So now I have this really cute desktop for my August planning. So let me bring this back over. I'm going to have to move it out again at some point because I'm going to show you something. So when I went looking for these, I'm going to show you something I found. So there is, you know, shop your stash, right? And that's what I'm going to do. So we are going to jump to, now when I last left off, let me get this, oops, taken off. I had yet to get the back cover on because I still had, you know, again, quite a bit of stuff in here. And then I also still have these dashboards and then this dashboard. So I want to get these in. I think they're going to fit. I don't know. We're going to see. And in case you were wondering, yes, I do have quite a bit of this bee paper left over. Here are all the scraps that I'm going to hold on to until I decide for sure what I'm going to do. But I'm pretty certain this bigger sheet will be made into a dashboard somehow, some way. I'm thinking that's going to be the case. It may be too small for a classic unless I backed it to some paper. We'll see. I'm holding on to it. I will use it. Okay, so the back, I probably should have went this way. That's how full it is. Let's turn this way. Let's see if we can get it in here. I guess I would put it after this, right? I do think I'm getting down to, you know, what's going to be in where, but again, I'm still sort of working on it. I do know that I am going to put one of those dashboards here because this is plain. Let me see my other ones. Let's see. That is the week. Probably not there. Not here. These are the ones in question. I could do something here. What is here? The goals. And where's the other one? I thought there was something else. Oh yeah. Let's go up further. I want to see what I have left. And so I think what I'm going to do, although I wasn't sure if that ink was going to rub off, so I kind of put like that little piece of paper up there. I think I want to put one here. Question is, which one do I want to do? Let's do the big one. Now, in case you're wondering, this these sunflowers don't go with this kit. This, I wasn't sure. I think I said 2016 when I bought it. It was actually like 2022, so that goes to show I wasn't paying attention. So these don't technically go with this, but these are the only sunflowers I have. So, and I can tell this is going to be hard to get it in. But if I have to, because as I said, I'm not sure about the goals, all of this being in here. Let's see, what's behind here? I think I want to put this one here. I'm going to put these in the front. We'll keep them in the front. And I do have this vellum. I'm going to see if it looks good over either one of these. Now, while I'm at this, this is the hybrid dashboard, and I had it set up for my July planner theme. So I'm going to take these off. Am I taking these off too? I think so. So let's take this. Okay, I will take care of those later. Okay, so this is the post-it notes that came with the cover kit. And this is the pen you write with it. So it's just a Uniball white gel pen. So I want to add a couple of these here. Because again, this kit was sitting in my stash. And I had yet to use it. So we are going to take a couple. Get them on here. And then somewhere I've got these page flags, which come in handy when you're, creating pages and you want to track where it is. Let's just take a couple. I don't know how many I would need, so I'm just going to take it's probably like 3 or 4. And let's just put these over here. Okay, so those are for the, also you can use, I think you can use this pen. That is a good question. I will test it at some point. Okay, so I need to figure out where in here. Oh, I was going to put one of these under notes. I think I'll hold on that. Okay. Let's see where this is going to look best. So today is about doing, a little bit of everything to get this planner finally all set up and ready to go. I know that the other one has it right in the middle, so I know I'm going to like it better here. So I'm going to keep it here. Okay. And then let me introduce a few things before we jump into my August month. So let me move this. Okay. This is already getting big. And as you know, I moved up to the 1.5-inch discs. So, you have a bigger disc, you put more in it. It's just what we do. Okay, so I found in my stash this kit. It was from Jump To It. I don't know if they're still in business or not. I didn't go look, but it is a sunflower theme. So we're going to use this in my August. I also came across this paper that I had. It's sort of, it matches the bee theme, which is part of the, sunflower kit. So I'm thinking I'm going to use this somehow. And I believe this paper would be big enough to do a classic size dashboard. So I may do that with this. So that's for another day, but I'm showing you what I have because these things, depending on timing, may happen in the background and not on camera. So I'm showing you what I found. One more thing, this was pretty big. I can't believe I forgot about this. It is a box. Let me grab it. Okay. I don't even think I can get it all the way in. All right. So this box is from, I'm not even going to venture a guess, but it's long, long ago. So Planners Anonymous boxes were sold on the Michael's Crafts in Arts and Crafts website, and it wasn't very obvious. So in one of the groups I was in, someone posted that they had this, you know, out on the website and provided a link. So I hopped on over and grabbed it. It is sunflowers and I think daisies. But this I don't believe is available anymore, but look what's inside. Look at all this goodness. Look at this. So you know what my cup is going to be for August. So there's that. There was some washi tape. And there was like a little note from Planners Anonymous. I don't even know if Planners Anonymous is still in business. We're going to take these pieces out because there is paper in here. But the only one I'm going to show you is this one. Well, if I can get them out, I can show you quickly. I'm going to try and keep this not too long. So there was this sunflower. Here, let me do this. Big boxes and doing a video don't always work. So there are, I think, 5 or 6 papers in here. There is this one, and they're all backed. There's like a pattern on the back side. It's this cute little girl, sunflower. She's wearing a little sunflower dress. That's adorable. And there was this one, which seems way off from the kit, and then this one. So it's very possible this is going to make it into the planner. I don't know. We will see, right? And again, you saw the washi. The other parts of this was a notepad and a pen, which that's going in that cover. There were, I think these are like blank note cards, which are adorable. I have some stickers. I'm going to hold them out. And then there's these die cuts. I want to show you these die cuts. They're really cute. Okay, I'll try and flip through them quickly. Okay, so there's the truck. I mean, these are just too cute. Look at the girls. And I love this basket. Books, lemonade, and the dog. So these all leave an opportunity for me to, you know, be creative in a multitude of ways. So some may find their way in there. I don't know. It depends on if I use or how I'm going to set it up. If I can find more room, because I don't have any more room. But I wanted to show that to you because this is, I went looking for one thing, it wasn't this, and this is what I discovered. So that tells me I need to use it because it's past due. Okay, so back to the business of the planner. So I kept this out. I know those twine strings can like leave fibers everywhere. Okay, so here's the pen. And the sticky's pretty sticky. It's probably a ballpoint is my guess. But I wonder if I'd be able to change it to a gel. I'm sure if I could find the right ink, right? Yeah, this is going to be ballpoint. Yes. But it can still be used in my planner. I don't mind ballpoint. I am going to use some of this. Okay, I'm going to use some of this notepad. So let me get this out. The cover, like the plastic, had like a dot of glue, and I didn't want to get that all over. So this I'm going to use. And I think that was it for showing you what I found, which is crazy. Okay, bring this back. And okay, we're gonna do these in a minute. All right, so I am going to take the front. And this is why I said I wasn't sure about these note cards. I'm gonna take these out because I had this idea and I want to see if it's gonna work. I can always use these. If I don't keep them in here, I can use them in my mini, which is kind of not decorated in the pocket. So I'm not going to put this whole thing because look how big this is. There's no way. But what I wondered is if I just took a couple and just tucked it in. I got to get to the pocket first. Yeah, that'll actually work out nicely. And then I have like a spot I can jot a quick note. Yeah, I love how that looks. Okay, that's staying. So on to my month. Let's go forward or backward. Depends on how you look at it. Okay, so we're going to go into August. And so remember, I'm using the custom parenting layout. And let's see. We are going to look at, I think it's this week. Yes. Let me pull all of this out. Actually, this I don't need. I'm not going to do the month because I don't have enough of those stickers. I did want to get the first week. By the way, in this layout, the parenting layout, there are these 2 pages. I used them, I think the first month or 2 I was using this new layout, and last month I actually glued them together. I just decided it was more than I was wanting to use in the pages. I just month, week, so forth. So I did glue those together, and I will probably do that again this time. But all I'm looking to do is this. And I am sure if I dig far enough into my stash that I will find some sunflower washi tape. I know I've got some. So let's bring this in. I have no idea what stickers are in here, but these, if I remember correctly, are sort of like the old Michaels ones were. Like you have to use a ballpoint pen to write on it. If I can get them out. Wow, these are in there. Okay. So there's a lot of, and I could use some of them, the decorative ones. Oh, this is nice. I did not look through this sticker pack beforehand. Oh, there are some paper stickers. Well, that's cool. I might get more than 1 week out of this. So yeah, I think I'm going to be trying to use this up for the month because, well, it just makes sense. So this kit is what I'm going to use in here for the first week of August. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a plan with me. Because I'm always finding myself behind in doing what I need to get done. I'm not going to do that just yet. I may use those stickers though. How do they fit? And would I use the green or I could use the blue. I could, well, and then this is green. So it probably makes sense to do the green. But I'll have to remember it covers up the dates if I do that. All right, so these are much smaller than I thought. They're called tabs. I'm not sure how I would use them, but you never know. Okay, so let's grab, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have that, so I will cover this up. I'm just trying to make, it's kind of like a hodgepodge almost, but I'm trying to make them work because I want to use up these things. That's probably perfectly fine. Are these the same length? Pretty much about the same. That never works out. Okay, so we're going to put this here. By the way, Happy Planner is having, so you're seeing this on, I should have mentioned that at first. You're seeing this on Saturday, so it is National Planner Day today, in case you didn't know. So happy National Planner Day. And with that, Happy Planner is doing a sale on their planners of buy one, get one free. No code is needed. You just shop, check out, and you're good to go. So I am just going to put these. I'll have to write in the date, but that's not a problem. In fact, I'm sure somewhere in my stash I probably have unused date stickers. You ever have that? Where you use like one or two numbers and then you realize you have this hodgepodge of numbers. None of them match, but you know, you don't want to get rid of them because you never know. Yeah, that happens. Let's see, I put this to the bottom. Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I think I'll be able to intermingle these two kits easily. Okay, so here's my days. All right. The problem is going to be these boxes because I don't have enough. I don't have enough. So let's put a few in and see what we get. I can tell you the paper does not slide easily on here. So I have no more boxes. I mean, I could I could use them in these boxes, really. Either way, let's get this in weekend. This is usually pretty long. I'm going to put it down here, I think. Or maybe not. All right. So there's 3 decorative, so I want to try and span them out. It's going to be hard here now. Maybe I'll do them all up here. Yeah, because it's going to be, unless I can lift that a little. Actually, I'm going to put this over here. And then I can keep these over here. So here is your tip to shop your stash. Find things that go with the, whatever the theme of your planner that you're setting up, or Mondays are usually busy. So let's do here. So, you know, shop your stash, use what you have, put together like piecemeal your kits together so that you can use the stickers and while also getting your week set up or month, whatever it works for you. All right. So I do still need 2. Okay, so let's put this here. Sunday is plan day. That doesn't go anywhere. let's see, let's use some of the let's use some of these over here as decoration. No rhyme or reason, just laying down the boxes. That's priorities, habits. How quickly I forget. Projects to buy. Let's put this here. How should I orient it? Looks right. The tracker. Let's take this and this. Last one. I just like putting little icons in these areas. I think since this is a weekly tracker, let me put it over here. I think I'll expand this area a little bit more. All right, I'm going to use some of these. So, oops. Let's just start. I'm going to use these because, you know, some days are just, it's just the to-do list. Although I could have done them as use the to-do list. Maybe I'll do that instead. And hold on to this for something else. Let me just stick it here. Okay, let's grab to-do. And let's put it, since this has the date here, I am struggling with this paper. Here, let me take this desktop off of here while I'm working with this paper. It's so much easier to flip this around if it's not getting stuck on that. So I don't know how you plan, but sometimes the way I plan is I will put things in where I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use it, because there's always a way to make your planner system work for you. Oops, this is next. And now I'm going to shorten these. So how many are we going to do? We're going to do 3. And I wonder if I could just put this one here. I think that would be too long. Put it there. Yeah. So I think I will just use this. Use it up. And then I still have 3 that I can use. So that works for me. So to accommodate no box over here, I'm going to try and use this one. Which way does it go? I think it goes this way. It won't be very big, but it'll do the job. And I'm going to hold on those. Don't need that sticker, so that's pretty much used up. I'll put this here. Okay, so let's see. Where is this other kit? I think I might use that. I can use a few of those. I think these are too big, too big, too big. Okay. So I think I can take this and I'm going to put this one right here. Okay. All right, we'll save that. And then I do like this girl. Okay. So I have used mixed 2 kits, and let's see, what am I doing? I'm going to get my pen. All right, so for the headers, I don't want to use that because if I mess up, I can't erase it. So this is okay. Now I need to grab the, oh, it's in this one. Perfect. I need the highlighter. All right, so I'm going to pull in these Happy Planner Supermom stickers because I wish there was a whole book of these. There is a picture, or a sticker, not a picture, and I'm using them up a lot because I love them so much. Let me find them first. Oh, here we go. I love these little cameras. And I need 2. And I'm going to use a couple more. So you're helping me get set up for that first week of August because I always am behind. I think I'll put it there and here. And then I do love the icons. So this is basically how like you're seeing me like just kind of put in little icons. I do like icons to fill it in, but then as I'm going through a book and went for these, I come across these. So like anything that's kind of fitting in that color like look, I tend to pull those and find a place for them. So because that helps also to use the stickers. Let's see, August. Already I missed. Okay. I could probably use some of these as well, but I'm not quite sure how. I will keep this one in mind because I know there's a lot of colors in here that will work. So I think that is it. Okay. As you can see, I open and close this quite a bit. The pages have started coming out, but I still use it. I love to grab it for the icons. And then this. Okay. So the way this is going to end up working out is I tend to draw in a grid for my habits here. So I still need to grab that, you know, the pens and whatnot and get that all in there, write that out. It's the same grid each week. So from week to week, it's the same. I just have to draw it out. Projects are projects, to buy, content. It's a really small, and I wondered if there was something I could put there. Oh, maybe one of these. How about one of these? Just to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. It's okay. And then I do my content over here. I will usually write in here as well bills, but I need to look those up. I did put something in here to do water because I need to drink more water. And over here, it's pretty well like a standard entry. Like I know what days I do what. And like, for example, I film on Friday for Saturday. So I will write it in here because that's the day it posts. And I just put over here film. And then I've got all the things I do on the weekend, Sunday me time, favorite moment to do. I think now that the planners are kind of working themselves out, I'm getting down to a more easier way to see my system as a whole, let's say. So like I'm hoping or anticipating next week will be a very well organized, productive to-do list. That's why you see so many of those. Aside from the fact that I was using the stickers. Okay, so let's pull these up. Bring this back over. Okay, so over here. Oh, and before I forget, because I will forget, and then I'll start, I did that once. I didn't write in the dates and then I got the dates wrong. So let me put these in since I did cover them up. And now if for some reason I didn't write it in correctly, I can erase it. So now you know why I love my friction pen. Okay. So that's all set. This can go back in here. We have some things in the mini happening next week, and I've got my coffee cup now. I am loving the look of this cup. Look how cute that is. I think it snaps, but I don't want to snap it on camera. And now I'm all ready to go. So For scheduling, again, unless it's a birthday, so here, let me show you what I do end up doing. So what I'll do is I'll go to these, since it's a classic and it tends to hold all this information, I tend to go to these dates and I pull out to write in. Then I'll check my phone, see if there's any extra things that I missed or that I need to put in that aren't in there. And then come probably like late Saturday into Sunday, I tend to start thinking about my to-dos for the week. And I'll either do one or two things depending on where I am. I'll either make a list in my phone and then I can disperse it throughout. Or if I'm near my planners and I can get to them, I will start jotting them in. Monday is probably going to be another crazy day because we have the pest control coming back for a recheck. Hopefully let's hope and pray we are in the zone for it being gone off these. But until then, I have to clean out, and access to our crawl space. So Monday's going to be kind of busy because over the weekend, this weekend, I have to kind of do that so that I'm prepared for Monday. So the today, pest control. So see what I mean? Like I know that even though I don't have an exact plan for it, I know something will always come up that I can use that for, and I just stick it in there. That's how I do it. So now I'm all set for the first week of August. I still have my month to get set up. I do not plan to use these because this is just a regurgitation of my inbox, which is my list system. And then over here, it just didn't make sense to keep writing it over again. And I don't use it in the family context or parenting that it was related to. So, and then as for these goals, I do the third quarter goals, and it just doesn't make sense. So I will be gluing those together. And then I'll get my month set up. My month I tend to keep pretty plain, and I use mostly just color coding. I will do some decoration here and there, and I'll keep it to the theme of this, but that's pretty much it. So that was a kind of long one. Obviously, I'll fast forward wherever I can, but I think I'm all set. I think I'm good. I got all the things I need, and oh, by the way, speaking of the things that I need, I don't need these anymore, or these. I want to hold on to these because they're icons. I don't think I'll need those. Oh, I could have used those boxes too. That's all right. Oh, I definitely might use those. Let's throw those in there. Okay, and I'll hold on to those. So my point is, speaking of which, I have now the zippered pocket, so I can now get these in there so that I have them handy with me and I don't have to go searching for them. So in they go, and now I know where to look when I need them. Done and done. All right, so that is it for today. I will fast forward where I can, and I hope you enjoyed kind of helping me get this set up. I showed you how I did things, and maybe that'll inspire something for yourself or your own planner. And have a planner day. And I think that's it. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today and sticking it out. And don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications. And there are things coming in August you won't want to miss. So definitely do that. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend before we head back to work on Monday. So thank you so much. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching.